Hello YouTube, my name is Nero and today we have some Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I haven't been discussing Infinite Warfare here on my YouTube channel as of recently, but that's mainly because I've been focusing so heavily on Modern Warfare Remastered. I'm so excited for that game. COD 4 was the game that got me into the Call of Duty franchise almost 10 years ago. I put a ridiculous amount of playtime into that game. I know almost everything there is to know about it, and so of course when we started seeing gameplay and getting trailers and just there's so much I want to discuss about that game, and I have many videos planned for you guys in the future, but for this video, I want to focus on Infinite Warfare and why I am reserving Judgment for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It's no secret that the Call of Duty fanbase has been pretty harsh with their criticism for Infinite Warfare so far. People were very upset with the fact that it's going to be in the future, and a lot of negative feedback came just by the very nature that the game is going to be a futuristic Call of Duty game. But I really feel as though a lot of fans are just judging the book by its cover, right? Because it's obvious that a lot of these fans are super fans of the Call of Duty franchise. They would not be so adamantly against Infinite Warfare if they weren't so adamantly for Call of Duty, right? Now, I would seriously hate to see major fans of the Call of Duty franchise missing out on what may be a great game just because they judge the book by its cover. My recommendation is for people to actually pre-order the game. Now, I'm not trying to just like say everybody needs to buy it or anything like that, but I'm saying I feel as though everybody who has a lot of negative things to say about Infinite Warfare, or even if you're just excited for Infinite Warfare regardless, you should pre-order the game. And it's going to cost you like, what, $5, and then you can give it a try, because we now have the dates for the Infinite Warfare beta. I talked about it in yesterday's video, but here are the dates once again. The first weekend is going to be on October 14th, and it's going to be running until October 17th, and that's only for PlayStation 4. The second weekend is going to be going from the 21st until the 24th, and that one is going to be available for the PlayStation 4 as well as the Xbox One. So because of the exclusivity deal that Sony has with Activision and the Call of Duty franchise, the PlayStation 4 is going to get 6 days worth of beta, Xbox One is going to get 3 days worth of beta, and PC fans are going to get no days worth of beta, because unfortunately it's not coming to that platform. So if you're somebody who is on the fence about playing Infinite Warfare, you're not sure if you're going to like it, you don't like the setting, you don't like the movement system, you don't like the combat rigs, whatever your gripe is with the game, I recommend trying it out, because chances are you're a giant fan of COD, and I'd hate to see giant fans of the Call of Duty franchise missing out on playing what might be a very, very good game. Now, before we go any further, and I feel weird even having to say this, but every time I talk about Infinite Warfare in a positive light, people come out of the woodwork to say that I'm a sellout or that I'm being paid by Activision to say things. It's like these people can't wrap their head around the idea that somebody may be excited for a game that they're not excited about. But no, I'm not being paid by Activision. I'm not sponsored by Activision. I'm not sponsored by Call of Duty or Infinity Ward or anything like that. Like, I'm as far away from them as like humanly possible. Like, there's YouTubers that get flown out to record DLC early or play games early or get tours of the various studios and stuff like that. That's never been me. I've never been to any of those things. They've never even contacted me. I've never even been to a Call of Duty event. I've never even like rubbed elbows with these people before. I'm as far removed from Activision and Call of Duty and Infinity Ward and all those people like as humanly possible. I will say that I did get a press copy for Black Ops 3. Now what that is they actually send out to people like in the press review copies of their game so they can play it and try to review it and stuff like that. So I got a press copy of Black Ops 3 that came 2 days after the game actually came out, so it wasn't even an early copy. And Alan Johnson, who is the public relations guy for Activision, I was talking to him to try and figure out why Activision flagged down an episode of Dear Nero a few weeks ago. But aside from that, those are my two interactions I've ever actually had with Activision. So just saying, in the interest of transparency here, not being paid, I'm about as far away from Activision as I could possibly be. So just want to let you guys know that before we go any further. So the reasons why I'm reserving Judgment and why I'm excited for Infinite Warfare. So Zombies looks really fun. I really do think Zombies is fantastic. I did a series of like 7 straight videos talking about Zombies and all the cool things we could learn from it and why Zombies I think is going to be very, very fun. There is an unprecedented amount of potential for map variety thanks to the location and the setting of Infinite Warfare. That's definitely going to be cool to me. Like, the maps that we've seen so far, they look interesting and they look like they have a lot of room to do some really cool things because of the futuristic setting. That's one of the positives I think Infinite Warfare has going for it, at least in terms of its setting, is the maps can definitely be pretty awesome. If you look back at some of the old school Infinity Ward maps when it's like modern combat, like every map is like a war-torn city of some kind, but Infinite Warfare, there's going to be a lot of variety. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Now, there are accounts from people that have actually played the game early, and again, I don't go to events. I didn't even go to COD XP, So there's accounts from people that have actually been able to play the game so far that say that the movement system is a lot like Black Ops 3, but maybe a bit slower and clunkier, which sounds awesome to me. Like, if we have to have a new movement system, I'd prefer it to be more like Black Ops 3 than more like Advanced Warfare. The weapons of Infinite Warfare look fantastic to me. There's an insane amount of weapons. There's going to be a bunch of variants. There's an entirely new crafting system. Nukes are going to be returning as a result of this crafting system. That's definitely interesting to me. And of course, there's going to be a whole new arsenal of kill streaks to play with, new combat rigs, which are basically a new take on specialists. There's going to be a bunch of new game modes to play, which I definitely love that about Infinity Ward. Like I said towards the beginning of the video, I'm not a big Infinity Ward fan. In fact, like, they're definitely like my least favorite COD developer. I don't know if that's entirely fair because like Sledgehammer has only got one game under their belt, but like Infinity Ward versus Treyarch, like Treyarch all the freaking way. Like, the only really good Infinity Ward game that has been made, in my opinion, was Call of Duty 4, and that's the old Infinity Ward. But if I could definitely say something positive about Infinity Ward, it's the fact that they always try new game modes. Like, we saw a bunch of new modes in Modern Warfare 3, we saw a bunch of them in Ghost. Like, they always try out new things, and so I'm definitely interested to try out these new game modes as well, because I've been playing Domination for like 10 years now, right? I've been playing Search and Destroy off and on for 10 years now, Team Deathmatch, so on and so forth. So I hope to see some really cool new game modes in Infinite Warfare, and I hope they actually take off. This game has potential. Like, I'm still tired of futuristic games, don't get me wrong. Like, I would love nothing more than a Vietnam COD or a World War II COD. Like, that is my dream, and I really hope that Sledgehammer is going to pull that off for us. I really think there's potential that Sledgehammer Games is going to have, like, an old-school Vietnam or World War II Call of Duty game in the future, but I'll talk about that in another video. But right now, we have to deal with what we have, and that's Infinite Warfare, and I really do feel as though the game has potential. Now, there's definitely some things I'm concerned about, like there's no theater mode in this game for some reason. We are going to be crafting weapons with a resource called salvage. Now, we don't know too much about salvage, right? But we do know you can earn it by playing the game, and you use it to craft your weapons. How long until salvage is able to be bought on the store, right? How long until we can actually just purchase these weapon variants from the store? Will supply drops make a return in some way? Like, I don't want to repeat of Black Ops 3 in that respect. It was announced that the sniper rifles in Infinite Warfare will require a headshot most of the time to get a one-shot kill. Now, take that with a giant pinch of salt, because this is Infinity Ward we're talking about. They basically announced that quickscoping will not be viable in their game before every single game they release, and yet it always is. It's always viable, so I'm really not sure what to think about that one in particular. And of course, the time to kill, right? I'm definitely concerned about the time to kill in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, because Infinity Ward is just known for having a very fast time to kill, especially compared to Treyarch games, and people are saying it feels very quick. You see it in gameplay, it looks very quick. It could be a false positive, we don't know. I mean, they're playing on LAN, they're playing in a booth somewhere, in some venue they're not used to being in. They're playing a game they've never actually played before, so perhaps people's opinion of the game is actually skewed a little bit, but it definitely looks pretty fast, and I'm not a big fan of Call of Duty games that have a very fast time to kill, so we're gonna have to see, right? We're gonna have to see, but I am reserving my judgment for Infinite Warfare because it has the potential to be a good game in my opinion. Like, even if it's terrible, right? We play the beta and it turns out to be terrible, even if it's like just a game that nobody really seems to like that much, it's still gonna be relatively fun for the first few months. Like, I've never played a Call of Duty game where I did not have a lot of fun with it in the first couple of months, right? It's always been that way for me because I really do enjoy the Call of Duty franchise. So I feel as though a lot of people are going to be in the same boat as me. And even if the game turns out to not have a lot of staying power, we still have Modern Warfare Remastered to actually fall back on. So, I mean, 2 COD games in 1 year sounds pretty fantastic to me. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing Infinite Warfare. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what it's going to be all about. And I'm looking forward to a new Call of Duty game in general because I am a big fan of the Call of Duty franchise. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude this video. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. Drop me a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.